Hello and welcome to Untwisted Threads. This is Drops Kids Silk. The 75% mohair, 25% silk yarn features 57 colors. The colorway that we chose is 46 Cherry Sorbet. This 25-gram skein with 230 meters or 210 yards works up as a 2-ply lace weight yarn. The suggested gauge on a US 4 or 3.5 millimeter needle is 23 stitches and 30 rows per 4 inches or 10 centimeters. For our swatch, I will be holding it double and using a 4.5 millimeter needle size. In today's video, we're going to review and score Drops Kids Silk using our 5 categories, which are availability, softness, traction, durability, and cost, to help you decide if this is the best yarn for you and your next project. Stay tuned until the end for a few pattern recommendations as well. Would you like to feel our top picks out of over 100 yarns that we have reviewed on this channel? Click the link below to get your free specialty yarn card, knitting patterns, and more. For availability, we give Drops Kids Silk a score of 2.5 out of 5. You know the drill by now. This Norway-based brand, although very popular overseas, is a little bit trickier to come by for us here in the States. Currently, it's available at only a few shops in the United States and a few colors on Amazon. However, I of course purchased and shipped mine from Wool Warehouse based in the United Kingdom and was very satisfied with how easy it was to order my yarn and have it shipped to me here in the US. For softness, we give it a score of 4.1 out of 5. This is probably the most recommended mohair yarn that you have asked us to review. This one has a nice amount of fluff and a silky and shiny core. Now, I'm not super mohair literate yet. It has the look but not the feel I was hoping for. Honestly, it's not as soft as I have felt other mohairs to be, and we really haven't reviewed a lot of mohair yarns yet here on our channel. It wasn't rustic, but it wasn't super soft, almost a prickly feeling, so it's actually kind of deceiving to the eye. It looks soft, but at least when working with it, it kind of wasn't soft. Now hear me out, blocking did help some, but this is probably the first mohair that I need to put on a potentially skin irritating list, at least for working with it and before blocking. For a comparison though, it is softer than Drops Soft Tweed and not quite as soft as Drops Fiesta. I'd say it's pretty comparable to Gepard Wild and Soft. The micron count for Kids Silk generally falls in the range of 14 to 18 microns, making it almost comparable to cashmere, but we'd probably put it at the higher end of 18 or even over 20. Now don't get me wrong, yes it is soft, softer after blocking with still a slight prickly feeling, but it was working with it that I'm not sure if I could do for an entire garment. We always recommend you buy only one skein of yarn first so you can make sure you like it and that it's not irritating for your skin, and this yarn is no exception. So if you're not sure how it'll do, start with one skein. You can always purchase more. For traction, we give it a score of 3.5 out of 5. One of the reasons I like to review a mohair holding it double is to really get a sense of how the yarn is to work with. And the yarn itself actually wasn't too bad traction-wise. The dark and shiny core made it easier to see my stitches and where I was working. However, it was the fibers that were a little bit prickly, which isn't always the most enjoyable to work with. I was pleased that it didn't have a ton of fibers flying everywhere like I've heard is common with mohairs. For durability, we give it a score of 4.5 out of 5. So there are 2 fibers here, mohair and silk. The long and thin mohair fibers are actually stronger than steel of the same diameter, so it has some integrity to say the least. And then there is the silk content, which is known for its strength and resilience. So yes, you've got a pretty strong yarn right here. And when it came to our stress test, even though it's already a fuzzy halo yarn, it did have a noticeable amount of fiber collection when feeling the swatch with my hands. For cost, we give it a score of 4.4 out of 5. For being a 25-gram skein, you can expect to pay $5.98 US per skein, depending on the conversion rate from the British pound. That breaks down to about 2 cents per yard, meaning a size medium sweater quantity would cost approximately $30, plus the cost of your second fiber if you choose to knit this yarn double with another one. Overall, we give Drops Kids Silk a score of 3.8 out of 5. This could be a great yarn to introduce yourself to working with a mohair or fuzzy halo yarn. It did soften some after blocking and should last a while if you take care of it. So we had a little look on Ravelry and wanted to share a few pattern recommendations with you, hopefully to inspire you if you're wanting to use this yarn for a project of your own. The first pattern is the Provence Blouse by Ekaterina Vorobeva. It comes in 9 sizes with finished bust measurements ranging from 29 to 59 inches and recommends 2 to 3 inches of positive ease. It suggests using a US 8 or 5mm needles and 2 strands of lace weight yarn to meet gauge. It is worked top down. The back of the blouse is in stockinette while the front yoke features a lace pattern. The lace balloon sleeves are finished off with a cuff for a polished look. The next pattern is Kintsugi.by Océane LM. It comes in 16 sizes with finished bust measurements ranging from 29.5 to 59 inches and recommends positive ease. It suggests using a US 6 or 4mm needles and 2 strands of lace weight yarn to meet gauge. It is knit seamlessly from the top down. It features raglan increases, stripes, balloon sleeves, and long ribbed cuffs. A few techniques used in the pattern include continental cast-on, knit twisted stitch, German short rows, and twisted right and left increases. The last pattern is the Ballerina Romance Sweater by Camille K. It comes in 6 sizes with finished bust measurements ranging from 34.5 to 53 inches and recommends 2 to 5 inches of positive ease. It suggests using a US 4 and 6 or 3.5 and 4mm needles, a 3mm crochet hook, and 2 strands of lace weight yarn to meet gauge. This cropped wrap sweater is knit seamlessly flat from the top down. It features a V-neck, crochet scalloped edges, balloon sleeves, 1x1 rib, and of course lace. Have you used Drops Kids Silk yarn before? What yarn would you like for us to do a review on next? We would love to hear your thoughts and recommendations in the comments below. If you enjoyed today's review, please give this video a like and subscribe to our channel, and we'll see you next time.